Welcome, everyone, to the Incredicast podcast. This past weekend, we saw a lot of stuff happen, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Lots of things on and off the track. We saw Dale Jr. all over the place. We saw him in our commercials. We saw him in our dreams. Welcome back, Dale Jr.
And to start off the weekend, we had something that hasn't happened in 10 years. Paul Menard gets the pole. Hasn't happened since Daytona in 2008. So a long time
10 years,
ago.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
Which, to me personally, that really shows how the Fords are coming up with a lot of confidence now. When you got guys who are not named Harvick or Boyer, running up there, getting poles, or even Brad, getting poles, having really good days in stages and races. So, really good to see that.
Yeah, speaking of Ford being pretty fast this weekend, we saw Ryan Blaney get the outside pole. And 21 and 12 front row. But that wouldn't last for long because Clint Bowyer would charge through the lead. Looked like he had the fastest car. But then through the pit cycles, we would say goodbye to Clint Bowyer because he would have speeding penalties and he would come back again. He would speed again. And then when he would come back around again, it was supposed to be where he stops and go. But he did not know that. So another penalty for Clint Bowyer. And that would pretty much keep him out of contention for the rest of the day.
Really, really sad to see that because that car had so much speed. So that would be a front contender out of the race because of a lack of communication.
One Stewart-Haas member down, but Eric Almirola would take up the flag. He would keep going with the lead. He would go on to win his first ever stage. That also would include him leading more laps than Danica Patrick ever did in that car. In one race.
That was easy.
Yes, it was. Eric Almirola making history at Chicagoland Speedway. But then we would see him hold off Kevin Harvick. So it's not just one stage. He goes off and beats pretty much the best guy of 2018. We could say he is the best. Ends up beating him. So it says a lot for Eric Almirola.
Yeah, it seriously does. And the whole entire team of Stewart-Haas Racing, how they're starting to find speed as well. Because, last year we saw Kevin Harvick. That's all that team was the first year at Ford. So now the team is really getting more confidence and more speed. The other cars are starting to figure out stuff. So really good to see for all the SHR fans out there.
Well, one notable thing to note is Kyle Busch. He was having such a weird day. Like he was in 12th. They showed his audio. They displayed that on the broadcast, and here's his exact words: plowing, 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 plowing. I probably left out a few there, but that's what he felt with the car. And then Harvick would finally pass Eric Almirola with some pit strategy. So, again, Kevin Harvick just terrorizing the field. And then there would be a caution for debris. Eric Almirola would have to come back in because of a loose wheel 10 laps in. So he would not be winning stage 2, unfortunately for that team. Kurt Busch resumes the lead, and it would be Harvick versus Busch. Final lap, side by side. Busch almost puts Harvick in the wall. Harvick would go on to win his 9th stage of the season.
Really, really just impressive to see how Harvick has been winning these stages all year long. And Kurt Busch would have some choice words for his teammate, calling Kevin Harvick not his teammate because teammates don't race that way, even though he tried to put the 4 in the wall, so it's a little confusing. But yes, which, by the way, just a throwback because It's 10 years, right? In 2008, Kurt Busch tried to wreck his teammate at Penske, Ryan Newman, to win the Daytona 500, which he failed to do. So, I'm just saying that it's a tad bit ironic. But hey, Harvick with his 9th stage win of the year, so really impressive for that car. For that car. So.
For the four. Kevin Harvick basically dominated the first part of the stage called final stage, stage 3, whatever it's called. But we would see Kyle Busch fight his way to second. Him? Really? Kyle Busch?
Who else?
We saw nothing out of him, and then suddenly he's there. So somehow his car just decided, you know what? I'm Kyle Busch. I'm going to drive like Kyle Busch. I'm in second now. So his pit crew really helped him out throughout the day, because we would see a caution for Corey LaJoie, and Kyle Busch would win the race off pit road. So really that could win the championship for Kyle Busch, and it could lose the championship for Kevin Harvick, because his pit crew is fast, but just not as fast as the 18.
Yeah, and to be honest, it's a problem that Harvick has had all through his career in racing, with the 29, with his truck, and also push teams, with KHI, with the 4-car. The year he won the championship, during the chase, they actually swapped pit crews with the 14 of Tony Stewart, which that pit crew that Tony had that year, funny enough, was the championship-winning pit crew from 2011. So Harvick has a history of pit crew issues and of just dumb people on the pit crew, as we've seen last year and this year and the year before that and so forth. So Harvick, his pit crew just couldn't get it done, simply enough said.
Yeah, and then we would see Kyle Busch drive away with it. Kevin Harvick caught him, but just couldn't really do anything, just wore out his tires. And after that, Kyle Larson would just suddenly become good and catches Kyle Busch from 3 seconds back. A lot of lap traffic in his way. He hit the wall a few times, catch them again. Ryan Newman got in Kyle Busch's way. Just a lot of things happening in these last few laps. It reminded me of Dover from last year, so that was interesting. On the final lap, Larson tries to do a slide job, as Dale Jr. said, like over and over. Almost clears Kyle Busch.
Dale Jr., he's back?
He's back, Dale. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Larson.
It hasn't been said enough. My goodness, NASCAR, stop with your promotion for Dale Jr. It was on YouTube. I'm watching a YouTube video unrelated to NASCAR, and it's Dale. Some weird-ass quote that they put in there. Just stop! Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. A lot of promotion for him this week, and we'll probably be seeing at Daytona even more. But slide job happened there. Not really a slide job, but I don't know what else you can call it. A failed slide job, because he ends up sliding up into Kyle Busch, puts him in the wall, and then Kyle Busch dumps him in the next corner, or bumps him, whatever he did. He did something, and Larson spins, saves it, still finishes second. Kyle Busch would go on to win his 5th of the season, tied for the most wins. And this hasn't been done since 2010, where 2 guys have won 5 races. And that would be Jimmy Johnson and Denny Hamlin. So,
and speaking of which, it's time for this week's rendition of Where's the Gibbs Cars? Because as we know, Kyle Busch is winning. Yeah, we found him. But where's his teammates, Adam? Where has Hamlin been? Where is Suarez?
Well,
where's the Jones boy? Where are they?
Yeah, I saw a quote.
Not winning.
Yeah, that's true. I saw a quote from Todd Bodine, I believe, that said, Gibbs was the best team. They are the best team of this season. I don't think so. Kyle Busch may be the best team. Kevin Harvick is. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick are the 2 best, but as an organization, Stewart-Haas is better because they have Boyer, they have Almirola, as we stated today. Kurt Busch led a few laps today, or Sunday. But
guys who were there who have a chance to win stages, chance to win races. Kurt Busch, that stage win in the 500. Almirola today. Clint Boyer with 2 wins already. Harvick with lots of wins. Where's Denny?
The only time they talked about Denny at Chicagoland was when he spun.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, on TV. Going around and around on the... Yeah, so... Who knows?
Then after the race, we would see Kyle Busch mocking the fans because they were booing him. Did like a crying emotion to everybody watching on TV. He said, if you guys don't like it, don't watch.
That's why NASCAR's viewership is at an all-time low. It makes sense now.
Yeah, I think it really effective NASCAR. I'm really interested to see what the ratings will be next week, because I bet a lot of Kyle Busch haters watch that and goes, all right, I'll stop watching. Click, you know, which I know a few people that actually did that. So
yeah,
if I was NASCAR, I would not be happy, because you're already a dying sport at this point. Everyone knows it. There's no hiding it anymore. And then there goes your top driver telling people to stop watching. So that doesn't help.
He's the face of our company, our organization. This is our sport. This is our Busch. And what does he do? Tells people stop watching. Man, couldn't it get better?
Stop paying my paychecks. I'm tired of it. You know.
It's not like we're in huge debt. Sponsors are leaving. Monster doesn't really want to re-sign. No, it's not like that's happening. So, but yes, Kyle Busch would get another win on the season, which that would bring his win total to... What's his win total now? Currently this year?
Currently 5.
5. So that is pretty impressive, seeing how we're like kind of halfway. So, yeah. To see just how powerful that 18 car has been at these tracks, you know, saw at Chicago that he really didn't do much all day, but then charged hard at the end. We saw at Charlotte, he was great all day. So he's capable of being there in the end, possibly being there in the beginning, and just either dominating or aren't dominating, but he's capable of getting wins everywhere. So congratulations to the 18 team. And the 18 team alone, because the rest of Joe Gibbs Racing, you are garbage.
Yeah, just want to point out how many wins Joe Gibbs' organization has this year.
5.
They're all Kyle Busch. And Stuart Haas has, let's see, 5, 6, 7, and then plus the All-Star race. So who's the better team, you think? So that's just one thing we wanted to point out. But next week, we go to a restrictor plate race known as Daytona, the Coca-Cola something 400. Sugar, I think it was. Coke Zero, Sugar 400. Really confusing.
Who knows? It's the Pepsi 400, if you ask me.
It's still there.
That's when they had the cool
it's somewhere in the distance of the logo. It's still there.
But yes, please make a key distinction. This is a restrictor plate race, but it's an actual restrictor plate race. This is a restrictor plate race because if they didn't have restrictor plates, people would die when they'd crash here. People used to go over 220 miles per hour in qualifying in the 70s. So that's why this is a restrictor plate race. It's not a restrictor plate race like Charlotte was, or they want to do Pocono, or they want to do Indy because to make it interesting, because Harvick and Kyle Busch. So yes, traveling to Daytona.
Yeah, just one thing I want to point out before we make our picks. Chicagoland was a good race, really close racing.
Without restrictor plates, right?
And did it need restrictor plates? I don't think so. It didn't.
We've been racing since '49 without plates on almost every track, and we had good racing.
Yeah. What is this? Is this NASCAR for real? Was that just a dream I had that we had good racing?
And everyone hates this. Like, let's not beat around the bush. I'm not talking about the dumb people that I can't even make an analogy. You know who you are. The teams, the drivers, the people with brain cells, hate this. No one likes driving with 400 horsepower. Engine manufacturers hate this. Car owners, people who actually like racing, hate this. So, yes, this is solely for entertainment. This is not for racing. Including us, we hate this. So,
including the drivers, I think.
Including the drivers, Larson, Brad have stated outright on television, national, possibly international television, that they don't like this. So get used to it, because we're getting more of it.
If everyone hates it, that means it's a good idea.
Because it brings less revenue, so that's a good idea.
Yeah, but anyways,
either way,
Daytona, anyone can win. Playoff point up for grabs, or a playoff position, or whatever they call it these days, where if you win a race, you're automatically locked in. So Hendrick are basically circling this. People like Denny Hamlin, they're circling this. Can't win anywhere else, So who do you think will actually win this race?
Well, as you said, anyone can win this, and yes, anyone can win this. Landon Castle, I have no idea if you're racing in this or not, but you can win this even if you're not in it. Anyone can win this. Trevor Bayne won the Daytona 500 after everyone and their mom wrecked out, as we saw with Austin Dillon this year in the 500. All the good cars and their moms had wrecked out, so anyone can. However, even saying so, I'm going to predict a Ford will win this race, because Ford has been incredible with those hot engines coming from Roush Yates, winning almost all of the past 20,000 restricted plate races. It feels like that, you saw last year and the year before that, Brad in the playoffs, Stenhouse. So I'm going to predict a Ford will win it. And I'm going to go with Joey Logano and the 22 team for Team Penske.
Wow, so he's going to go back-to-back restrictor plates from Talladega and Daytona. So as for me, I'm going with his teammate. I think the 12 car, Ryan Blaney, will actually finally get that win after blowing up, no power steering, all of these bad things happening to him. I think he's going to finally get that win in 2018.
Got some good picks with some good cars.
You can never
and some
go wrong.
Actual teammates, right? We got actual teammates.
Actual teammates. You can never go wrong with Team Penske at restrictor plates. It's clear as that. So that's our picks. Look out for the 22. Look out for the 12. Look out for everyone, even Austin Dillon, because he can win this race. So it's going to be a good one. Stay tuned for next week. We'll be reviewing that one too. So we'll see you there.